Good morning, friends. I'm getting the shoes put on. We're gonna break camp here and we're gonna move today. I'd hate to wear my welcome out here. Well, it makes for an extra long fill up. We're barely getting any water flow today. And I even went back there into the weeds and tried to adjust it, but it just is what it is right now. My guess would be you have to climb all the way up there and find the other end. Well, I've done good gold around this area, just not here. Taking this bedrock that's broke away or breaking off, and we're gonna pan this before the camera dies. And we'll just see. Look at a nice piece of miner's moss right there. Hey, there's a couple small pieces of gold in there. Yeah. One and two. Let's go up over the hill here. Into the ravine. A bunch of tellings.
I work on the river. The river is my playground. Living in my safari beneath the pines way up north of town.
Well, let's just go ahead and there's not a whole lot here, but let's just go ahead and work some material up and let's just see. Right on top of bedrock, so bust those cracks open right there. Like I said, broken bedrock. There should be something in it, I would think. And at least a little bit of fine gold or something. Multiple finds in that, friends. Multiple finds. Barely anything in that one. The last one was a lot better. But there is a little bit of fine gold in there. It's really not even worth showing you guys because there isn't that much in there. We've moved on to a clump full of roots. Well, it's this type of stuff. And well, if there's gold in the area, guys, the gold would have got trapped in this. And it will show us what's in the... It'll show us what's around the area. How's that? It should. I did find one small piece in the last batch. All right. Oh, those smell good. Getting some pine aroma. What is going on? Can't see anything out here or back here. And somebody left their shoes behind. So I didn't find any gold at my last spot. And well, after going out prospecting and getting poison ivy again, which I didn't even think I brushed up against anything the other day when I went out. And well, heading to Wairika to do some laundry, that's right. A 90-mile trip to do some laundry.
The river don't care what the comments say. It just keeps rolling anyway. It don't stop, it don't explain. It just keeps running just the same. The river don't care, neither do the pines. I'm just trying to enjoy this life.
What van life really looks like. 20 minutes, hopefully nobody runs off with my laundry. Just checking out the Wairika Community Resource Center. Figured this was better than watching the machine go around in circles. Oh, that's interesting. I could have spent more time in there, but, well, I don't want to leave my laundry unattended too long. I've got 45 minutes to kill right now while the dryer runs. Oh, what's fine? Tripod, maybe. Good one. Yeah, it's pretty sturdy. What brand is it? Sleek, if that's how you say it. I probably could have got away with just buying one tripod for $5. One of them was pretty good, high quality though, and it was half off today, $7.50. So got 3 tripods for 16 bucks. Pulled by a Cybertruck. We're gonna go see what Derek and Dan is up to. They're probably at the mining. It is about 6 o'clock though, so we'll see if they're home. Elk Creek Campground. We are on our way to Derek's claim. My buddy Derek, he's been out here mining for a long time.
You know what?
Put your finger in there, Derek.
You know, kind of when you get a pan full of nuggets like this, I got a little sniff of a couple nuggets, and I followed it down, and the cracks kept getting deeper and deeper, and the nuggets kept getting bigger and bigger,
And you're still doing it? You've been out there for what?
Still doing it.
6 weeks?
I've been down here, 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Alright, let's see if we can find the man. We're at Derek's Claims Friends, checking out his operation. You guys can work this spot the rest of the season.
I don't want to though, but I want to finish this hole, you know. But I don't know how I can, unless the gold gets better, I think.
I'm gonna go look in the box and get some of that gold on camera. Oh! You got the on and off switch right there. Derek's been in here pulling out the, scraping out the material back and then stockpiling it and then scooping it in the box right there. Going back in for the night shift?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm getting kind of hungry.
I think it's already like...
Kind of cold. I've been working since 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh, I was just here the other day. What's that? You want to buy a gallon? Yeah. All right.
You take pennies?
You know what, bro? You can keep that. I'll just give you a gallon.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll pop you a gallon.
Oh, wow.
I hope
thank
it,
you.
You're welcome, my man. I hope that helps you out.
It will.
Yeah. Well, when that guy tried to pay with pennies, I thought to myself, I don't really want $5.50 worth of pennies just floating around my van, because that's probably what would have happened, just all over the place. And so I just bought the guy a couple gallons of gas. Turns out he's a fellow gold prospector. Looks like he's doing a little bit rougher than I am, having a little bit harder time than I am right now. I'm not at the point where I'm sitting outside the gas station trying to buy gas with pennies. But I've been on the other side of that, friends, and I know how it feels, so hopefully he got to where he was going. And, well, guys, to be quite honest with you, I'm not sure I would have got out of my van if I would have seen somebody sitting in the driver's seat, because I would have already known that what was going to happen. I know, right? How good of a person am I? I'm trying to be a better person in that aspect. a more giving person.
Freedom in my pen, freedom in this land. God above my head, gold inside my hands, filling up my vials, even if it's dust, staying humble every day.
A little season on there, give a little flavor to the burger meat. What's up, friends? We made it out to the river today. This wasn't the first spot I was going to go to. The spot I was going to go to, well, there was someone there, so I kept cruising down the road, and anyhow, this is a spot I wanted to prospect for a while now. I've actually prospected all of this already. However, I'm going to go for some moss right now, hoping there's a nice piece of gold that's worked its way down deep. These cracks, anytime you can fracture something like that and get in there. Not saying this is going to be any good, but it's because it doesn't look like it. But sometimes you can find gold that's worked its way down into the cracks. Well, I'm not seeing anything. There could be some really, really fine gold in there. All right, well, what can you expect? Because the spot is super easy. I'm sure everybody and their brother has had that spot for like 20 years now. I think this is going to work out as far as getting across to the other side of the river. Kind of still a little deeper than I want, but I might not have a choice. Multiple finds. I've just been coming down and checking the moss every so often, working my way to where I want to go, seeing if we can see any gold show up in the moss. Where is the gold? This looks kind of interesting. I wonder how tight it is packed together. Well, we'll take a sample of that. Be nice to find the whole bar just loaded full of gold. That's what I want. A whole bar to myself. Yep. We've got... Alright, that is a rock. I thought maybe it was a piece of metal. I like the color of the material. And I like the cluster of rocks right here. How it's like kind of embedded in a little bit. And it's more than just like loose river cobble. But it's still not like a super, like, doesn't look super great to me as far as like, hey, this is going to be a money shot. But this is, we'll see. Be nice to find something in it. He's a gold digger. We need to find where the gold bunched up, friends. We need gold. There's a few small dots down there. Yeah, I should get out in the light for you, friends. But I'm going to turn around and go back the other way. Alright, so I've sampled there and there. I was over there as well, and actually, never mind, I was right there is where I started in on this. And, well, I thought about going down farther. But let's just keep exploring around here because we picked up those small pieces. That's bedrock right there. Yeah, exciting stuff. Hopefully we can track down the good stuff. Well, after doing some more pans over there, I decided to move on down the river, downstream. And, well, this spot right here is the spot that really sent me out on my prospect today. It was the spot that I wanted to get to the most. But after getting there and getting a closer look at it from the other side of the river, it was a lot more loose than what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't packed together tight. But we went ahead and took a pan anyway, and we found a little bit of gold on the bedrock here, guys. But it was nothing crazy. There's still a little bit of fine gold up there, but the water is so far away, and the gold is really not that good. If it was, I would definitely take it. But, yeah, So we just moved on and headed back to camp. I'm back from a very, very little gold prospect. It started raining this morning, so I shoved my pack underneath the van. Hopefully I got my snuffer bottle. Uh-oh, what did I do with it? There it is. There's not much in there, so I'm not really... I mean, if I would have lost it, I would have been more upset at losing the bottle than the stuff inside of it. The dump from yesterday. Everything we picked up prospecting. Let's just see. And that's it. Yeah. Really, really small stuff. And now the flash is off. Evening at Gold Camp. We might go out and pan tomorrow, or we might go to a different location. I haven't quite decided yet. Good morning, friends. Knocking off the scruff while we're running Ginny. So yeah, guys, gonna go out and do a little bit of prospecting today. I actually thought about leaving this place today and taking on the road. It's really not too bad. Like I said, I've made it before, and I would say the other spot that I get out of is actually steeper than this, but I guess the real work is right here in the ruts. And you got the ruts right here, and then you've got some more ruts right there, and then you've got some more ruts right there, and you've got some more ruts right here. And I would say once you made it past that, you just shoot up and you're on the road up there. And I'll make it, guys. I know I will. I'm not even questioning that. I'm just thinking, how many times am I gonna... How many scrapes am I gonna have on the back of the toolbox or the cargo carrier? Look at my bolt. That's supposed to be right there. My Cadillac converter. I don't know what happened there, but would have to drill that out because the studs broke off right there. We're gonna work our way down to the edge, or just keep continuing down this way, upstream, and see if we can't get something. Had to go back up and grab the camera. We're only at 54% charge, so I'm gonna have to really make the best shots. Or we just get what we get. That's probably how it's gonna be. Look at this scooper. Yeah, I found some nice digging tools like this, and then I went ahead and lost them, but I'm sure I'll find some more. This isn't really ideal. Well, I just came in here, just took some moss out. I got a couple pieces of micro gold, which I will show you. I met those gentlemen the other day. Robert and Rudy were down here, as I said earlier. Shout out to Robert and Rudy. Thanks for stopping down, guys. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I enjoyed chatting with you. And Robert was out here digging off the bedrock, finding, oh, he'd find a few plus colors in pretty much every pan. It was nothing really crazy. It wasn't stuff that was gonna make you money, but nevertheless, there was gold there. And, well, as you can see, this is all bedrock. And, well, if you dig down, you're going to meet up with that at some point. But the thing is it runs. You don't know how it runs. It could be this shallow, and then it could just drop off. And, well, without the use of a suction dredge, try mining all this out here. Well, actually, the dredging's not outlawed. Just pumping water out of the river is. But try running one of these without pumping water out of the river. So my best bet, I would say, would be to just stay here on the edge. Even out here, you could go out here and dig. And I think I might plan on doing that and just digging holes in the river and just digging down. I'm not a big fan of digging holes in the river. I'd rather dredge them. But nevertheless, if we just poke sample holes like we were dredging and just try to give a taste of the material, I started up here. Usually if you find it along up here on the higher ground, like if I found it right there, I would move out. But there's spots out here, guys, that you could go down and you could find gold. But how deep is bedrock out there? You know, are we gonna hit the bottom of the river, the bottom of the pan, the hard pan? And gold's heavy, so it sinks down there. Are we gonna hit that stuff at 3 or 4 feet out there, or is it gonna be 10 feet? You know, if it's too deep, we can't work it by hand. That's just how it is. But I'm trying to see some nice chunky or a lot of super fine gold show up in my pan. So that is what I'm doing, friends. I started out here with a couple pans, but it's just dry, dusty. It's nothing there. This is what I was doing. I just went back to the van and got the camera. And that is a piece of gold. And if I had my snuffer bottle on hand, I'd suck it up, but I'm gonna give it back today. Yep. What I'm really looking for is when we find 50 to 100 of those in a pan. So my guess is all this has been dredged. It's so easy. The club's been around for 38, 39 years. Who wouldn't bring a dredge in here and just eat it right, all of it? You know, the bedrock's right there. It's been dredged. I just have to go ahead and assume it's been dredged because I'm not finding anything even along the banks. But you never know. Did they miss anything? Did somebody dredge an area and leave a 5 foot by 5 foot section of good gold laying around, thinking they got it? That's kind of what I'm going after. I'm just out here taking chances, friends. There's a clam. There's another one in there too. And there's a clam. Clams all throughout it. More clams. Just one though. I'm sure there's some really, really micro finds in there, but if I can't see it, there's another one. The bedrock above the river, which I can already tell by looking at it, it's been worked. I don't know what that is though. At first I thought somebody dumped their trash off there, but that's a pretty hard place to put your trash. I can't make it out. This stuff right here is interesting because it's bedrock, and anything that would have caught in those cracks right there could have been sitting for a long time. I think it's already probably been worked, but since I'm up here right now and I'm right by it, it's that sandy material. I don't know if there's any orange color in it or not. It might turn that way when water hits it. But you see, that's all broken up bedrock. So there could be gold down in that. But we'll see if it has anything in it. Well, this is definitely the best stuff I've dug today, if that's saying anything. And then again, I guess I don't know that, but as far as what I think the best chances of gold, there being more than 1 or 2 pieces. Yeah, it was a lot worse than what I thought it was going to be. 1 and 2. And it's a new day, and we're getting some sun today, friends, which will be good for the solar system. Get us topped off. And we're not quite there yet. We were just in the 13s. It's been hot, friends. Look at this. I haven't even done anything yet, and I'm already sweating. And my mini fridge, it does not stop running. It runs all day long consistently. Like, it does not stop. It runs all day long. It's probably running right now. I'm quite certain it is. So I went out yesterday and did a little bit more prospecting. And then the day before that, I did a lot of video editing. And then the day before that, I went across to the river and I did the whole from this claim all the way up to the new claim the club just picked up. It's over a 1/4 mile. I did the whole back wall against the bedrock across the river, popped up on the front of the claim way down there, and there was a van that I drove by on my way out of town, and I think they followed me out here because, well, when I popped up on the edge of the claim, there was that van sitting there. I'm being followed, friends. I am. Guys, my channel got monetized finally. Thank you very much for watching the videos and helping me achieve this milestone, because this was one of my biggest goals this year, was to get monetized on YouTube, and I am now monetized, and there's a car creeping by very slow, almost like they're putting their brakes on. They're probably going to be coming down and seeing what I'm doing. Oh yeah, they definitely stopped up there. I don't mind talking to some people, guys. Like I said, Robert and Rudy stopped out, and I really enjoyed talking to those guys. But you just never know who's going to come rolling into your camp. That's all, friends. So, yeah, guys, it's been hot out, and I haven't been finding any gold for the last 3 weeks or so. The bugs have been eating me alive. Poison ivy sucks. Quite honestly, I've been asking myself, what else can I make videos about on YouTube that have nothing to do with gold prospecting, because everybody's telling me that I'm living the dream, and how I feel is I need a vacation from the dream. I need a vacation from poison ivy. I need a vacation from the bugs. I need a vacation from the small bed in my van when I'm bumping the elbow. It's almost like I'm sleeping on a couch every night. Actually, it's worse because I don't have any padding. I just sleep on it's plywood. And most of the time, all the stuff that I'm saying right here is not even an issue. It does not even concern me. But I tell you what, when you throw the bugs in there, you throw the poison ivy in there, and you throw the heat in there, and you throw the not getting any gold in there, you're thinking to yourself, what in the heck am I doing with my life? Yeah, I'm going to go to Colorado and just sit in the high Rocky Mountains and then just enjoy the scenery. What is going on, friends? I've been editing most of the day, finishing up the last video, and well, it's been pretty hot, so I've been stationed out right underneath this shade tree. Earlier today, I was stationed out over here when there was shade. So I think I'm going to go out and do a few pans later. I'm going to check this telling pile over here and just see if we can get some fine gold out of it. Anything, really. It'd be nice to see some big chunky gold coming out of it, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I just want to see if we can get something out of that pile over there. However, we're going to let the sun go down a little bit more. Shift directions at least, so we're at least not standing inside of it. Keeping the equipment charged up is kind of a job right now. The computer and the phone, my camera phone in there, it only charges up halfway, and then it gets too hot and it has to take a break from charging because it's so hot. And typically, last night, I actually left my door open and fell asleep till like 3 o'clock in the morning. I just took the chance with it because it was so hot that if I shut the door, I had to have it all the way open just to get enough airflow in there to be comfortable. And I'm burning up just standing like this. So yeah, guys, it's been hot, and we might pull out of this place tomorrow. We'll see. All right, the sun has shifted, and we're going to go out for a little bit of an evening prospect. Walk down this rock wall right here. I'm just looking at these and thinking these are probably hand stacked. Obviously, right? Anyways, I just wanted to come down here farther along, down on the pile. There seemed to be some material that you could take. Nothing on the moss there. Old rotted out tree. I've seen quite a few trees fall over this year, especially at my old camp spot by the creek. Oh, the old slip and slide. And yes, I think of safety, friends. Somebody asked me that in one of my videos. They asked me if I was safety cautious or whatever. And yes, I don't want to die anytime soon. I don't want to die out here doing this stuff. But some of the risks I take may be different from the ones you would take. That's for sure. Alright, well, there's no gravels in this telling pile, just rocks. If anything, I'm getting away from camp right now and getting my legs moving. Today I spent most of the day editing video. It's funny because I did the same thing yesterday, and sometimes you think you're done, but you're not done yet. Sometimes you have a whole nother day to go, just refining what you thought was ready to go out. Alright, well, there is some material here. Might just be like grassy stuff. I just need something that I can work that actually has something in it. Alright, let's see what that gets us. There was a little micro speck in there that I sniffed out. There's probably one more in there, but if I can't see it, it's going to take a long time to add up. Trying along the brush line here. Struck out on my other two pans, but we're going to see if the black sands, if the pans get heavier as we go upstream. Just curious if the gold will start to pick up at some point, because there hasn't even been a speck. And also, if you were to push up and go into the weeds and take some pans, with my track record of poison ivy and just getting cleared up, I don't really want to go in that. And I'm probably not going to, and that's probably where the gold is. And here's some bedrock. And you guys hear me talking about bedrock because, well, that's what gold is heavy, and it sinks down to the bottom. Now, obviously, all this stuff has probably been worked, and there's a snake. I thought I heard the rattle. I think that's a rattlesnake, friends. I heard it rattle. Yeah, that's definitely a rattlesnake. I see the tail right there. See that? He's getting mad. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna very carefully get a sample of this and this. Look at that moss right there. This is gonna be where all the gold is now that I found the snake. Yeah, this is gonna be where we find all the gold, friends. Right where we found the rattlesnake. Look at that material too. Keep my eye over there and make sure there isn't anything crawling around on. I actually have hope for this stuff too. I really have hope that there's going to be some gold in here. There's also some snakes here though too. Yeah, this actually looks decent to me, but for tellings. All right, let's get out of here. No snakes for me. What's for dinner? Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake stew. Oh my gosh. Snakes in the wild. Rattlesnakes with a match. Nothing I thought I'd ever say. Now what about Snakeville? Do we have gold there? That's where all the gold is. It's Snakeville. Rattlesnakeville. I definitely heard him though. To me it sounded like a locust at first. Never really hearing a rattlesnake in the wild. All right, well, I'm not seeing any obvious gold. I'll do the ring around. It doesn't look great. I think I see a really, really micro speck. Yep. Well, we tried it there and we found a rattlesnake. How's that one? So I'm definitely kind of concerned of the area now. Where there is one, there's probably more, I would think. And what am I doing? Oh, there's a bluebird. I'm jumpy now. Yeah, I'm Mr. Jumps now. So I guess I'm just trying to stay along with bedrock. I'm just out having some fun tonight. This is better than sitting at camp. I've been editing all day. I wanted to get out and actually do something. Like physical, you know, besides looking at a screen and do editing. So this is what I'm doing this evening. I'm just doing some more panning. This is the ideal situation, guys, to have bedrock like this and to have material sitting on top of bedrock. But this place has been worked. It has been worked good. But I'm here just trying to find an area that has something. You know, I'm out here trying. Now I'm thinking I'm going to see snakes everywhere I pop a rock. He was kind of down in a den, though. All right, well, this is what I'm doing, friends. I'm just going along to bedrock tonight. If I find some gold, I will turn the camera on and I will let you know. I found a piece of gold. There's actually 3 pieces of gold in there. Never thought I'd be so happy to find a piece of fine gold. Anyway, there's one right, you can't see it, but it's right there. Well, I will snuff that one up. It's not much, but you know, you gotta do something, I guess. In the grand scheme of all the years of my life, if I live to be an old man, maybe this one little speck that I suck up will accumulate to 1 more gram of gold throughout my days of sucking up stuff like this. If that tells you how much stuff like that it takes to make it add up. But nevertheless, I'm going back for another pan. There's another little small dot right there. So hard to focus in on. There's actually multiple of them. They're really, really fine. What a beautiful evening it was. What a beautiful night it was last night. It actually cooled down. Good morning, friends, if I haven't already said it. I'm just picking up camp here a little bit and getting everything packed up. And, well, I'm going to take off and go somewhere where I get some service so I can upload this video. I know it's been a little while, friends. Alright, that should do us. We're going to make one of those lemonade frozen slushies. I'd say in about 3 hours, probably. It'll be good to have with my lunch. Yeah, I'm going to skip breakfast today. Sometimes I eat it, sometimes I don't. My bed's not big enough. Well, most of the time it's not an issue, guys, but there are times when I just want to go like this and spread my arms all the way out, you know, and actually be relaxed out. And I go in the middle of the night, and especially when it's like 100 degrees outside and you're tossing and turning and maybe you're not quite level, because if you're not quite level, you're like falling off the side of the bed here. I don't mind leaning this way, whatever, you know, but when you're not quite level and you're going this way, it's like you're sleeping like this. Yeah. So yeah, guys, what I want to do is I want to get a tent and a full-size air mattress. And then when I find a mining spot that I'm actually going to be at, well, I'd probably sleep in the tent more times than not. If I was going to stay somewhere for 2 to 3 months and I knew I had an established spot where I was going to be working, well, yeah, I would get a tent and a full-size air mattress, and there you go. However, for 2 or 3 days, it's not worth setting up a tent and blowing up an air mattress. And most of the time, guys, this bed is comfortable. It's a piece of plywood with some camping pad and some sleeping bags. I would put a little air mattress on there, but the time I do that, well, the air mattress would raise me up quite a bit. And I just don't really want to mess with it because most of the time this is just fine. Yeah, I go down there again, no problems. That was easy crawling out of that place. Didn't hardly even have to press the gas pedal. You know, as much as I don't really complain about my van that much. I do say I want a full-size van, and I wouldn't mind having a bigger van for sure, but what this thing does for me, I think is pretty amazing, really. All right. Well, we did not get everything that we wanted to accomplish done on this trip out. This wasn't even my main area of interest, the spot that I really was going to go to first. Well, on Sunday when I cruised past, there was a truck camper sitting there in the spot that I camp at, and well, I had these other ideas as well I wanted to do. They just weren't my first ideas, but I wanted to do them anyway, so that's what I went and did. I'm not sure I brought it up in this video yet, but if I did, I'm going to talk about it again. I set a season goal to hit 3 ounces this year, guys. And, well, my goal actually was to hit 3 ounces and then get back to Illinois. And then do a regroup. And, yeah, that was my plan when I first came out, was to get 3 ounces as fast as possible. And then I was going to head back east. Now, when I say as fast as possible, if I had my 3 ounces right now, I probably would still, obviously, I think I would still be out. But I guess the thing is more than likely I'm going to be back in Illinois for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And, well, time is ticking down fast, friends. I've only got like 1 ounce and 5 grams right now. And, well, I've just spent the last month pretty much on no gold for the most part. It feels like it's been a month now. And, yeah, things can change pretty fast. I know if I have mediocre ground in front of me and there's enough gold to move, I can do 10 grams a week. If it's mediocre ground. If it's good ground, I could do more. But if I had just as good of stuff as what I had about a month and a half ago, I was doing 10-gram cleanups every week. And, well, if I had that kind of dirt to move, I could have 1 ounce in well under a month. I could probably do my 1.5 ounces in a month if I had that kind of ground to move. The problem is where is that type of material at? There's just not much to dig right now that I'm finding. So, yeah, I am kind of concerned that I'm not going to have my goals met by Thanksgiving. And I know that seems like a ways away, but holy crap. We're going to be hitting August real soon. And then there's the factor of, I usually have, in the past, I've done seasonal work. I've worked at grain elevators, and, well, I would rather find the gold that I need to keep going, friends. But there's a window of time for that job. And if I don't have my goals met by that time that the jobs start hiring again, you know what I'm saying? You got to be there for the first day of the job. And, well, if I don't have my 3 ounces by then, I may be screwing myself by not finding something to do like that again. You know what I'm saying? So I really need to get to my 3 ounce goal before harvest season is what I want to do. However, if I knew where it was, I'd be digging it up right now, just like everybody else out there. If it was easy, everybody and their brother'd be out here collecting the change. But I really, friends, want to hit that 3 ounces. That will ensure that I can keep doing what I'm doing right now, and it will give me a good footing for the winter as well. It will allow me to have some freedom over the winter. I haven't quite decided what my winter plans are yet. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's too far away to think about, but it's really not. I have a couple ideas for sure, but I definitely need to, I need to have that gold. Otherwise, I may very well be looking for a seasonal position. And like I said, I'd rather have the gold. So yeah, there is a little bit concerned, guys, on the time frame.